to trucking schools, and they kept advertising, you know, women can do it too, and blah, blah, blah. I was that desperate, and a little voice said, go ahead and do it. I would say do not, absolutely, big N-O-T, not ever do that. You have to have a certain personality. You would almost have to be handled to be able to survive that kind of thing. Or you have a history, like they hire a lot of people, even from other countries, who have driven trucks in other countries, and it's more normalized in terms of they can just do it. And, you know, it's pretty scary, you know. I can't believe I passed the test. I passed driving, written. They had inconsistent information on the test. There wound up, a class action suit was filed against the school, CR England in Salt Lake City, Utah. So, you know, I got like a check for 69 cents or whatever. You know, if I knew how to do it myself, I don't know how you actually get a case. But I've been so traumatized that I was like, you know, even trying to figure out how to prove how bad that experience was, how wrong it is. Like, there are people who don't realize how abusive that's like, they're just so used to being in abusive environments that it's just normalized. So anyway, they had a class action suit, so in a way, and if you wait long enough, some of these things go to special collection agencies. They kind of stop the interest. Then they'll make deals. Like, if you're willing to pay it back, you know, we'll give you a deal half off. So the problem is most people are good, and they don't want to do that. I know I was told to go to as an option to see what would happen. So we'll just leave it at that. I was scared. It's hard to explain, but it's like, what else am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And nowhere in there, no one in my family, my mom didn't have the means, she's passed away now, but somewhere in there, no one learned the capacity to recognize that some people wind up in situations through no fault of their own, and they, you know, you don't just like hurry up and get a job after you've been severely raped and tortured, but no one knows that. You're just supposed to get a job, you know. So it's an interesting situation. So this way, some wind picking up here. Are we going? Incredibly windy here. It wasn't back on Arch and Cherokee. So that's 11th Street there. There's my favorite Coke sign. Orange cream. Eventually they'll change it, so. Chris Farley, and it's funny, I can remember Chris Farley's name, the other comedian, sorry, who's equally as funny. I can't remember his name for some reason. It must be harder to remember, or Chris Farley reminds me of another person, so that might be why. Also, Chris Farley has some traits that have shown up in family members on my dad's side. Like, there's like Michigan, Wisconsin. I don't have family members there, but Ohio, Pennsylvania, it's all on the same latitude, if you will. So in a way, these people were spread across, you know, the top of the United States-ish, you know, up there. So, you're too sweet for me. I like my whiskey lean. I forget what he says because I don't know anything about whiskey. I actually am sweet, and I'm proud of it. I'm here to say I am proud to be, what happened here? I am proud to be nice and sweet and kind. So we had a little Hard Rock Cafe mishap. So anyway, are they usually here? So Hard Rock, I guess, has these gates or whatever that it puts up by the windows, so they got tumbled down. A little Hard Rock for Hard Rock. I like my whiskey. Do that. lots of videos. I figured I'd put PHLTV on my Cervico Dreams PHLTV. And in a way, it's, you know, as around the clock as I can get in terms of, you know, my schedule. So I do a whole slew of videos. I don't have the software or the memory to upload, or the money to upload more memory, better software, in order to edit and put everything together into, say, like a 20-minute video. Or so I just keep putting up 8-minute, 52-second videos. And just keep it up there and just let it roll around, you know. That's how I see it right now. I have a very tight budget, and I don't want to mess anything up because I worry about my, you know, future and stuff like that. This is something I thought about a long time ago, but I was slammed in 2011, which totally messed up any plans I had of more security. Because I was in 2010, I actually, you know, I had a bunch of people who I knew. I felt kind of happy. I was sort of, you know, mingling, I guess, with people in the LGBT community, and I thought I found my peeps, if you will. And I actually believed that I was going to move. You know, Portlandia was really popular. It's a very L-word-ish thing. You know, all the lesbians live in Portlandia. You know, Portland, Oregon. And so, of course, these days I don't. You know, whoever can help me pay my bills, I love you. You know, could care less. You know, over everything, just because of what happened. And I found that men tend to be better providers. Sorry, ladies. Anyway, I was very serious about. Back then, I thought, could I go work at a university in, you know, either Oregon or Seattle, Washington, and go for an MFA, and they would pay for it. Like, you would be reimbursed by your, you know, employer. I had serious intentions for that. But alas, I was slammed in 2011, beginning of, in January, and I was prevented from being able to do that. So, can we make it over there in time, do you think? Or should I cross here or there? Alright, let's see if we can, you know, battery-wise, I'm trying to figure out if we can make it to the portal. So, we'll give it a whirl. All the way over there. Right, we have lots of drips, you know, from the rain last night, so it causes lots of puddles, and I'm noticing that on the ground. Actually, the word drip came up as a thing. It kept coming up. Drip here, drip there, drip, drip, drip. And my mom is from an era when people would call other people drips, you know, like, oh, he's such a drip, you know. Oh, God, only I could go this way, it doesn't matter. We'll go this way instead and make it over. Try to avoid go through the carport here.